And we had a morning update today on the, you remember we've talked about this a long, long time ago. I'm just giving you a tease of some things that are additional. We're not going to get to them in detail right now. Back in the 90s, the left thought the way to promote safe sex was to give away condoms under the theory that you couldn't stop the kids from having sex anyway. So the idea was to make it safe sex. So we started giving away condoms, started demonstrating how to use them on cucumbers from the 6th grade on. Remember that, Dawn? I'm sure that excited you. And so the theory was that since we taught them how to use condoms and we're telling them we can't stop them from having sex anyway, Mr. Limbaugh. They're just going to do it. We can stop them from buying guns. We can stop them from voting Republican. We can stop them from doing it, but we cannot stop them from having sex, no matter what young age we're talking about. So the best thing we can do is to make it clean, make it safe, and swallow the condoms. Well, now they've had a bunch of years here to study whether or not free condoms actually helped anything. What do you think the answer is going to be? Back to a story that I mentioned in a tease mere moments ago. Back in the 1990s, liberal Democrats became unified around the concept that kids were going to have sex and we couldn't stop them. And so we had to make it safe sex. They were going to have sex. We wanted, in fact, many factions on the left thought it was cool. So we had to do everything we could to make it safe. I even had parents call here saying, yeah, we let our teenagers have sex in the spare bedroom. It's better than the back of the car, Rush. At least we know the bedroom's clean. Don't know what the back of the car is. I'm sitting here aghast. My mouth's wide open listening to this. So they started giving out condoms in school. They started teaching how to use them, use cucumbers and so forth. And the left, and this happened officially in school boards all over the country, and they said, since we can't stop them, we have got to teach them how to use condoms. And, of course, abstinence was laughed at. It was just laughed out of the room. What do you mean just say no? Come on, you got to get it realistic. You can't tell them no. They're gonna do it. You can't stop them. We can tell them no on all kinds of stuff, but we can't tell them no on sex. So I said, well, then why don't we give them a pack of cigarettes and a lighter? Put that on the table next to the bed for when it's all over. Why would you? Well, isn't that part of the experience? No, we're not going to let them. What do you mean you can stop them from smoking? You're damn right we're not going to let them smoke. Smoking is deadly. Smoking will kill you. How are you going to stop them from smoking? I mean, that's an actual addiction. Well, we're not going to promote it, but you are going to go out and promote sex. Oh, yeah, because we can't stop it. It became insane. So anyway, a number of years have gone by now, and the whole idea has been nuked. It didn't work. The National Bureau of Economic Research showed that the distribution of free condoms at high schools seemed to be precisely correlated with a significant increase in teenage pregnancy and an increase in STDs. And, of course, the liberal left is scratching their heads. How can this be? Condoms prevent pregnancy. Condoms prevent STDs. We gave them condoms. How in the world are teen pregnancies and STDs on the rise? Liberals immediately rushed in to explain away the findings. Because, after all, the idea that the widespread availability of contraception for kids would have a perverse effect would be a blow to what intellectual elites have insisted for more than 4 decades. Over at Vox.com, Sarah Cliff explained that some social conservatives might believe that free condoms encouraged teenagers to engage in riskier behavior than they would have otherwise. With the condoms available, they could possibly decide to have sex in situations where they otherwise wouldn't. But then she dismissed such silliness immediately, citing the results of a 1998 study of the sexual behavior of students at a high school in Los Angeles. But the National Bureau of Economic Research study was based on a national data set that included thousands of schools, meaning it's hard to ignore or explain away. But over at Slate, they suggested, free condoms helped teenagers who were too shy to buy condoms, but reluctant to have sex without them. or teenagers who wanted to avoid talking to their parents about sex and so couldn't go see a doctor to get a more effective form of contraception. These were all the for giving out condoms. Kids were going to be nervous. The flaw in this was what? What is it that produces unwanted pregnancy? Coitus, intercourse, sex. What is it that produces STDs? Ditto, same thing. Why would you want more such activity? That's what giving away free condoms and showing everybody how to use them with cucumbers did. It increased promiscuity. It increased sexual activity. With that, you are obviously increasing the odds of both pregnancy, unwanted pregnancy, and STDs, because condoms are not fail-safe. However, the left make no acknowledgement of the possibility that teenagers might get pregnant more because they might be having sex more. That never crossed their minds. They might be having sex more because they're surrounded by adults who say that casual sex is no big deal. And that's a direct gift from Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton getting Lewinsky'd in the Oval Office was said to be, it's not even sex. You can't even call that sex, so that became permissible. That was no big deal. Nobody's talking condoms there anyway. Way back in the beginning days of this program to demonstrate how condoms are misused, I would put a condom on this microphone. While the microphone was live, I'd stretch it out, I'd slip it on there. And I said, this condom is going to save you from extreme speech that I make. Will it stop all extreme speech if I put... It was silly. Anything to do to illustrate absurdity by being absurd. But all they did was distribute the means of increasing the amount of teenage sex under the precept that there's no way we can stop it. They're going to do it anyway, so we might as well engage in whatever safety measures we get. It was just absurd. Anyway, the results are in, and it didn't work. The free distribution of condoms and teaching them how to use them has led to more instances of teenage pregnancy and an increase in sexually transmitted disease. Back in a moment, folks.